To Felicity Banquet Hall, where unforgettable memories are made, whether you're planning a wedding, birthday party, corporate meeting, or any special gathering. Why choose us? We are spacious, elegant, and fully air-conditioned hall. Customizable seating for up to 200 guests. Beautiful decor and lighting options. On-site kitchen and catering services. We are available 7 days a week. Located at Rashid Avenue, Kakandi Road, Felicity, Shogunas. Call the number on the screen today and book now. Welcome to Island Express Hardware, where we work with your budget. We supply all paints, all brands, and all sizes. And we are, of course, the cheapest in Trinidad. We also supply pumps and water tanks, and we also have them in combo deals. Visit us for the best friendly customer service. Need steel, beams, and purlins? We got that. We have top quality lats and boxing board, ply boards, gypsum boards, you name it. Do you love to fish? Have no fear, cause we have all the gears. Visit Island Express Hardware today, located at Rashid Avenue, Kakandi Road, Felicity, Shogunas.
that a new government is in the play. A new government has taken up the country, Trinidad and Tobago, and they would like to have all hands on deck with them. They want, when they have a contract, how they have people working in certain, maybe certain enterprises, and they are doing what they want, thinking that, they're going to get away scot-free. That is not so. We are seeing the Minister of Public Utilities, right? We are seeing the Minister in the Ministry, the PM office. We are seeing all those ministers, they are taking a frontline role. They are taking a frontline seat, if you want to call it that, and they are moving from nook and corners of Trinidad and Tobago, trying to identify the problems and the challenges that those communities are plagued with, and they are rectifying. Because I have seen Miss Jolene John, minister there. She is doing a lot of work. I'm seeing Khadija Amin, minister there again, doing a lot of work. I'm seeing Minister Ravi Ratiram doing a lot of work. I'm seeing all those ministers coming forward, and we have not seen that in the past, where ministers would have been on the ground. They have been on the ground communicating, liaising, identifying, and trying to rectify these types of problems that has plagued the country for too long, right?
DeSantis is calling on members of the Muslim community to ignore the detractors and show their support towards the UNC. If elected, Mrs. DeSantis said the government will be about good governance.
Okay, my friends, pleasant, good Saturday afternoon. To those of you who are locked on, those of you who are having your lunch break at this point in time in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, those of you who are living maybe in the CARICOM, maybe regionally, those of you who are internationally in different parts of the world, I want to take this opportunity to welcome you all to our program, Hardfacts, that is aired on Sentinel Media Broadcasting, where we discuss relevant issues that is affecting us in our own country, whether it be with crime, whether it be with infrastructure, whether it be with politics. We are here to have discussion, open discussion, whereby we can really and truly dive into the scenarios that can bring some relief to the nation, to the people of our country, especially our elderlies, our youngsters, and again, my friends, to those persons who are in need in our country, Trinidad and Tobago. So again, my friends, welcome to our program. I am your host, Imam Rashid Karim. And again, to tell you what is really true and truly taking place, just to give you a gentle reminder, our country is in an SOE, a state of emergency. And my friends, when you look at what is taking place, I tell you, I mean, we are not here to attack any government or even so much so the opposition, right? But we are here to really and truly identify and ask questions. Is really the SOE working in our country? And you're going to realize that statistically, you're going to see maybe there's a drop in certain crimes. But when we look at the most prevalent ones, that is the most heinous ones at this point in time, that we would classify as home invasion. Now, home invasion, my friends, is really and truly taking a toll on the mental capacity of the citizenry of our country. That is something. When we look, where, every morning, Trinidad and Tobago, when we get up, right? Those of us, when we wake up in the morning, some of us, we go to different places of worship and we pray and we glorify God Almighty in our common understanding. And the next thing we do, we try to understand what is taking place in our country, what has transpired last night. And that is in our fingertips now. All you need to do is go into the social media, and you are going to find out exactly what has transpired within the last hour, right? And what is happening, my friends, I'm telling you, there are people, there are individuals in our country, they are really and truly planning mass migration. But again, migrating to where? That's another problem. Migrating, many people would ask me, Imam, something, like one guy, a guy came to me just about maybe an hour ago, And he was telling me, Imam, I want to migrate. I want to migrate. I said, migrate to where? Where you would like to migrate to? Tell me. Because again, you are migrating, and the parts of the country that you might contemplate going, basically you would not be welcome there. Because I tell you something, most of the people who want to leave our country, they're not going into the Middle East, or they're going to India or Pakistan. They are going to North America. They are going to the US of A. And I tell you something, when we look at the status quo of what is taking place, whether it be Britain, whether it be America, you're going to realize that you are unwanted. You are an alien. So it's better you stay in your country, develop your country, make changes in your country, and that is what this program is all about. The program that we have really and truly developed here is that communication whereby we deal with relevant issues. We talk about the things that is affecting you, the normal hard-working citizens in our country. And one of those important, and I tell you something, I am looking at politicians. I'm looking at politicians from both sides of the fence. I'm looking at what is taking place in Parliament. I'm looking at what is taking place when it comes to the TTPS, when it comes to the regiment, when it comes to the fire service, when it comes to the prison, when it comes to health, when it comes to education. All those things is at the tips of our fingers, Trinidad and Tobago, and you all are noticing, you all are seeing what is happening. You all are seeing what is happening. People are scared to go to bed. People are scared to go to their business places in the opening hours of the morning. People are scared out of their wits because somehow or the other, when we look, I tell you something, I mean, I like to be real and frank. I like to talk with some sort of public awareness in the true sense of the word, that people will gravitate to it. And when I would see, people who have high position when it comes to the security service of our country, and they are behaving as though they are little kids, it is left in my mind, what really is going on in our country. That showdown that went on in the media this week with Minister of Homeland Security, that was uncalled for. I mean, that was uncalled for. That is kindergarten stuff. What we are seeing in Parliament is kindergarten stuff. When is it that you all are going to do the people's business? And when we come here, right? When we come here and we sit on programs like this, if we do not toe the line of the government, or we don't toe the line of the Parliament, or we don't toe the line of the opposition, you know what? People will call us haters, and they will call us the enemies. We are not the enemies. We are here, people like myself. We are on the borderline here. We want, we want safety and stability for our country. And that is what we really and truly make an effort for. That is where this struggle is all about. How we can bring back sanity, back into humanity, and develop a country like Trinidad and Tobago, develop our country in a manner that people would be feeling free. Just a while ago, police came to my establishment. They came to my establishment and they were asking about, an individual who got shot, a female Venezuelan national, got shot at the Shogunas vicinity in Shogunas there, and they were trying to identify the residence of that person. There's so many things that is happening in our country. And if good people remain silent, I mean, we voted for Kamla Prasad Bisesa, no two ways about it. We supported the United National Congress, and we're still going to support it. But again, you have to understand that not everything that's happening in our country, that, we have to toe the line. We have to stand up. We have to know exactly when to stand up and why we are standing up. When a question is put to the lady, when she went to the riverside front there, when there was a protest, and they asked the woman, do you know what you are protesting for? And you know what she said? She said no. She just came here because, she was supportive. And people would look at that conversation from both sides of the fence. They might feel that woman, what's she doing here? She is paid to come here or something like that. But the point is that she came and showed solidarity for a change to come. And that change took place when the United National Congress, they gained governance in our country. And they are in the government right now. And it's about time, those of you who are locked on, and those of you who are watching, it's about time that you all call the station. You have an opportunity. Call me at 372-2129 and let us discuss. We're not here to, to bring down, or we're not here to debase, or we're not here to criticize. Yes, criticize, yes, but criticize in a manner that would make some sort of change in a positive. Don't criticize and press down. And when you understand what happened, you get no good results out of it. So those of you who are locked on, feel free to call me at 372-2129. But the point that I really and truly want to talk about here today is, you know what? Is that home invasion thing. Last week, right? Last week, some individuals, they went in the home of a doubles man. The home of a doubles man. And they were taking his gas tank. And the guy was brave enough, but I tell you something, brave enough is one. But then it could be stupid enough, because maybe those very said miscreants, those very said individuals, maybe they have a firearm, right? And they you know what? They shoot you point blank, and they take your life for a gas tank. So today we have to really and truly think twice, think thrice, think as much as possible before we endeavor in making any decisions. And that's the reason why today in our program, Hardfacts, I would appreciate those of you who are watching. Share this video and let people know that here what they have a voice. If you are for the government, feel free to call me and identify what is taking place. If you are for the opposition, feel free to call. This is a program that has been designed, because when you look at Parliament and what is taking place in Parliament, you're going to realize for the past 10 years, whoever was the Speaker of the House, they were using their powers, right, as a dictatorship power. And you know what they were doing? They were suppressing. On many occasions, I look at the Parliament channel, and I saw that sometimes, the opposition at that time would have been the United National Congress. They would have brought up, relevant issues for the betterment of our country and for better serving our people. And they were pressed down, and they were pushed aside, and they were debased. So when we see something maybe adverse happening at this point in time, basically is what you dish out, and what you share and what you disseminate is what you're going to receive. It doesn't mean Trinidad and Tobago. I want to let you all know something here. You see, PNM and United National Congress, those two parties, those two political entities, they dictate, a full portion of how the citizens of our country is going to have a good life or a negative life or whatever. They dictate that pace in the rulings and the legislation that they develop, and they take it to Parliament for the Parliament really and truly to pass it or not to pass it. But what we are seeing is basically whether the PNM bring a good legislation or the United National Congress bring a good legislation for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, because they are feuding in Parliament. They don't want nobody to look good. So what is happening? You, the citizens who voted for a specific party, you are the ones who are suffering in our country. It's about time we stand up. It's about time we stand up and really and truly identify what really is happening in our country and how we can better it. Because people are not feeling safe, whether it's SOE or not. I am telling you, people are not feeling safe. Last week, there were 8 heinous crimes committed in murder, when the murder rate, we were talking about the murder rate in our country. The murder rate is closely to about 300 people died thus far in this year. And what we are seeing now, before last year, you would have seen every newspaper, media houses, they would have placed 275, 295, 289. Now what they have done, the media houses, I don't know where they get that directive from. Where they get the directive from, now they're doing October, November, December, they're doing it monthly. And I don't know the reason for that. But again, people have to know the truth. People have to know approximately 300 individual citizens of our country, whether they were good, bad, or the ugly, they died heinously by gun bullet, by stabbing, right? By stabbing, those heinous crimes with beheading people, by cutlass and all these things, crimes like that. People have to understand that, and they have to know exactly what we are going to do to change it. We can't say, we can't put our heads under the sun and feel that the problem is not there. The problem is here, Trinidad and Tobago. And we have to talk about it. We have to really and truly come forward and identify. The government of the United National Congress, they need all hands on deck. They need all hands on deck. People are waiting, right? People are waiting with a bated breath in our country. You all might know for what. But the budget reading that is going to be done by the Honorable Finance Minister, Devendranath Tanku. You understand? He's going to make, when he makes that budget display, that taking place, I think, in the 13th of October, Director? 13th of October, Monday coming, that's tomorrow. A lot of people were going to be glued. They're going to be glued. And I tell you something, my co-host, Mr. Premchand Baldeo, right? His main attraction would have been and will be on looking and see what the budget has for the senior citizens in our country. That's it. And people like myself, I tell you something, when you look at the strategies that is going to take place, right, in any budget reading, and you know, people like Colm Imbert and all these fellas, they should really and truly hold their heads in shame. Because you all spend 3 and 4 hours and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for the media, right? And I tell you something, you all come up with the same thing, you know, just switch some numbers here, switch some numbers there, and you carry up, you know what, you carry up the fuel price. Anytime fuel go up in our country, Trinidad and Tobago, everything has to go up. No two ways about it. No two ways about it. Anytime fuel go up, the energy sector, anytime fuel go up, every single thing has to go up. The manufacturing of any and everything depends on the fuel consumption of our country. So Trinidad and Tobago, those of you who are locked on, I really and truly want to leave this program today in a manner whereby those of you who have been complaining and have been talking about this thing and that, and you know, you all feel that you don't have a voice, you take my words as a serious bargaining chip for you all. If you come, you call this program and you identify and you show your solidarity of what is taking place, I am telling you, your voices are going to be heard. Your voices are going to be heard on this program, Hard Facts, where we really and truly dive into situations. I tell you this, the health facilities at this point in time, I want to say kudos to Mount Hope. I noticed that there's some development there because people calling me and saying, Imam, they want to thank the Mount Hope staff. Hey, real good. So that's the reason why I'm saying this here to do. Mount Hope medical staff, I don't know what you guys are doing there, but I think that you are lifting the barrier and people are really and truly gravitating, not in a negative, but they are gravitating towards you positively. So hats off, whether it be to the new Minister of Health, it would have to impact from his decision making, whether you like it or not. And basically he's going to borderline with, you know, the decision of what the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bissessa and her parliamentarians and her ministerial team would have been caucusing to bring better health facilities, education, and most all is the prices of food and security. Those 4 things. And I tell you something, anytime those 4 things really and truly tip the scale in a positive, we're going to have a better country, Trinidad and Tobago. So those of you who are locked on, this is our first break. We're giving you all the opportunity to call me at 372-2129. That's the number you can reach us. If you would like me to change the topic and you want to talk about something that occurred last week, I don't want to say hats off to the Piero Ramlila committee. They had a mammoth crowd. They have a mammoth crowd last week. And people from all parts of Trinidad and Tobago, I think that the next venue, the next thing for you all is to get another venue whereby, you know, because your celebration, the Ramlila celebration that was held last week at the Pier Road Recreation Ground, really and truly it was tremendously attended by citizens of our country and even so much so foreigners. One person told me this. I don't know how people come to me and they gravitate to me and they tell me things. They say, Imam, we come to Trinidad only during this period where we go and we look at the Ramlila celebration that is taking place in our country. That's a cultural thing that really and truly emanates from India, right? It is a historical story that, you know, is replayed, is played and replayed in our country. But when you look at it, I don't think even in India they have that type of celebration that we portray here in our country. So hats off to the Piero Ramlila community and keep up the good work. Let's take a break, Director. Friends, welcome back to our program Hardfacts that is aired Mondays, Wednesdays and Saturdays, starting time 12:15 in the afternoon. For those of you who are at home, maybe having your lunch, maybe you are having some sort of recreation, maybe you are having your slumber, maybe you are taking your rest in your hammock, whether you are in your lawn chair or wherever. I just want to say a special welcome to all of you who are watching our program. And again, you have that opportunity to call me. You have a problem in your area, whether it be flooding. We noticed last week there was some really and truly heavy rain, and I'm sure that many places was flooded. But again, somehow or the other, in our area, central Felicity area here, it has flooding, yes. But somehow or the other, the rain subsides very rapid. I say 15-20 minutes, and all water just leave. So somewhere down the line, something good is being done by the Chaguanas Borough Corporation. Hats off to the Mayor of Chaguanas, the Honorable Mayor Faik Mohammed. And again, my director, we went out in the areas, right? And I would wish that the Mayor of Chaguanas, I am interceding on behalf of the residents of Pierre Road, Karazin, Savannah Road, Petersfield, and Kakandi Road. This week coming, right? This week coming, Mr. Mayor, I just would like you all to make a special request that there are lots and lots of garbage that people are taking out and they are placing it in front of their homes. In some cases, they have nowhere to put it beside the pavement and so forth. Maybe I would recommend that you all pass with a mic and tell residents of the area, put the garbage out on Tuesday, Thursday, or something like that, so that it would not cause a hindrance and cause problems for the kids who are walking to and from school. Right? That's number one. And number two, there is about 5, director, have those potholes? If I could get those potholes, I could identify locations. And those of you who are in authority in the Chaguanas Borough Corporation, maybe you all could render some assistance, right? There are some humongous, and I use the word humongous potholes, and that could be rectified with a steamroller, 1 patching crew, and maybe 1 truckload of material that could be utilized. And a lot of people traverse during this period here because it is not only Diwali Day that people, traverse in Felicity. I think that Felicity is one of the multicultural, multifaceted area in Trinidad where a lot of people come. Some tourists come also. The handful of tourists that comes to Trinidad and Tobago, most of the time they will come and they will congregate and they will walk down in the areas of Felicity and surrounding areas. I want to make a special request to the Chaguanas Police Station under the astute leadership of whoever is in charge there, that they should have some foot patrol that could be able to direct traffic, especially from the areas like Pierre Road, Kakandi Road corner there, and Petersfield there, and where they could at least divert some of the traffic. Because I tell you something, people are selling. This is how you all have to understand the traffic flow in any community. Director, you got through that video? Right. So, people have to understand that when you are traversing in these areas, you have kids in your vehicle, right? And your kids would be looking at maybe what is being sold on the pavement and so forth. Sometimes, parents have to be very mindful of these things. That if you feel that, if you stop in here right now, it's going to cause a massive layback, a setback of traffic on that very said lane that you are moving. It is better that you go forward, find a place on the side, maybe on the edge, on a bridge or something like that, and come back and do the purchasing. But that don't happen. That doesn't happen at all. Because I tell you something, I grew up in Felicity. I've been watching, I've been analyzing. There's many things. Like, for example, I told you all this. And I'm not here beating or bashing anybody. I said this, that there is a lot of traffic plans that could take place effectively in Felicity and surrounding area, but you have to, you have to inculcate, you have to bring people who are aware of these things, right? You have to be able to call meetings and invite people who have, strategies and plans, and take it, sit down with it, give them maybe 5 minutes to dissect and really and truly translate their thoughts into words, and then, get somebody who can be able to copy those things and try it. Now, this is a pothole, right? And this is in an area that is very important. Is a high traffic area. This one is on the main road. This pothole is on the main road. This one here is on Pier Road, right? So we're talking about there. This is something that has to be corrected. Those manholes, stop right there, director. Come back to that one there. Now, this is where the WASA would either turn on or turn off their valves. Now, somehow or the other, I think that is a prehistoric method that they are using. There are so many things that is selling. You see it on the internet. There are so many things that is selling where you can send down something like, you know, a heavy cylindrical metal thing that could go down inside there, right? That could hold the foundation from eroding. And you know, the cover is a nice smooth cover, like a manhole cover, where people could drive on it. I can't understand this. So much monies that we are paying to WASA when it comes to water, comes to lane pipelines, and so many things. And that is the kind of thing that they have on the roadways. You come in Pier Road corner. Residents of Pier Road, I wish you all could, you know, identify with me, call and let me know, and let the public know that these things are happening. And even so much so, people in other parts of the country, you have a forum where you can call and identify, send in a video, send in a small picture of whatever is taking place. We are going to aid, and you know something, we can build the audience, we can build the communication, and we can be able to develop that connection with the relevant agency, whether it be government and ministers, whether it be, you know, government offices, or even councils and boroughs and so forth. We could develop that. We're not fighting you all. We are not here to fight you all. We are here to identify. You know what I would like? I would like to wake up one morning and you know, when I pull my phone and I take up my phone, I don't see any home invasion. I would love to see that. I would love to see my friends, my fellow citizens of our country, and those of you who are residing in different parts. You know, people abroad. People abroad, right, who are family members here, namely mothers and fathers, right, namely sons and daughters. Parents go across there to work. And so many things, right? People go there to study and the parents are home. They worry, you know, so they pick up the phone and, you know, they want to know who's next. They worry, they go to sleep worried and they wake up worried because look at that family. Pull back that picture with the family in Pool Village. This couple here, deadly home. Pull it up a little bit from the director, please. Deadly home invasion. Mother and son killed. Mother and son killed. What this woman have done so that, you know, they will snuff her life out. What? You tell me, Trinidad and Tobago, we must have compassion. We are living, come back to me. We have compassion. We are supposed to be human. We are not animals. Oh my Lord, we are human beings. We are human. Look at this corporal death of what? Of a baby with bruises around her bodies. That can't come just so. It had too much of menace outside there. It had too much of heinous animals living amongst us. Right? And when we look at a positive and we expect those people in authority, that video that Homeland Minister made, I tell you something, I abhor that. I hate that. I don't expect that. You are a minister, I don't expect that, man. You mightn't like what I'm saying here. You mightn't like what I'm saying here, but I hate that. That is something that is little children, man. I look up to you. I look up to you as a man of stature. You are the security, Homeland Security. You are the man in charge. And you blowing fart or wind or whatever, blowing this and hey, that little children thing, small babies do that, kindergarten children do that. Let me fight the battle with statistics and logistics. Let us tell people the truth. How many people the SO is working or not? The SO is working or not? You all saying it working, but the citizens seeing differently. People are scared. The doubles vendor, it seems as though people don't like doubles vendors. They feel that the doubles vendor is making all the money in the whole world. A doubles vendor, if you make a $2 in a doubles, that's plenty. And you have to sell 1,000 doubles to make $2,000. And you all go after the doubles people because you know why? The doubles people have ambition. The doubles people have ambition. You might see them taking out a new vehicle because they don't want to break down in the road. They don't want to be held up in the road. So they go and they work hard. They fry their bara and they make their chana and they go out there. And when the money monthly come, they go and they pay their installment. You feel everybody you see driving a new vehicle, they have money. Let me tell you all something. Trinidad and Tobago, people are frustrated. People are frustrated going by mechanics. People are frustrated in our country. and they have no choice. You know what? It's better I go and take out a new vehicle. My salary is $7,000 a month. I go pay for the car $4,000, and I go live with $3,000. I go eat bread. I go eat biscuit. I go eat corn coals. I go eat something small, and I go live. But at least I know I won't shut down in the road. This is the mentality of our people. Let's be real. Not every man who you see driving a new vehicle outside there, he's a wealthy man. No. You have to understand that you want a vehicle to go and work now, man. Go and fry the doubles. Everything, every day, you know. For the past month, last month, I think 2 or 3 doubles vendors' home were invaded. They were robbed and all these things. Why? And I'm not pointing fingers at any discrimination. I'm not pointing fingers. So don't come with that rubbish and feel that I'm trying to discriminate. I talk in real talk, hard facts. What is really happening in our country? What is happening? The farmers. One man came to me crying this week. One person came and they don't want to, you know, the hard part about it, people will gravitate to when a farmer come and talk, right? The farmer came to me, Premchand Baldeo, he have the video, right? I tell him, Prem, let me kind of semi down. The guy came, right? The guy came and you know something, and he made a video, say Imam put it up, but he used some vulgarity because he frustrated. You know what they did? They cut down all the pawpaw tree, they cut down all the peace tree. They cut down everything. They take all the equipment and they break up all the pipes. That is the frustration farmers are going through. So when you see a farmer, right? When you see a farmer working hard and he have a good house, and you see that farmer, you know, buy a good vehicle, you can't watch him and jealous that man and say he have money. You don't know. That's the problem. I'm trying to identify to you all those miscreants in our society who feel everybody who drive in a new vehicle, they have plenty money. You all have to understand the psyche of it. People want to live. The life is so short right now. You're going to sleep now. You don't know if you're waking up tomorrow. That woman and her son, they may have ate dinner, right? They may have had dinner together. They may have watched a little television together. And lo and behold, miscreants came, invade their home, and leave that home distorted from now until eternity. Huh? How would you like that? How would you like that? How would you like that, citizens of our country? You all have to come out. You all have to stand up. We're not saying to attack the government. I'm not saying that. I am supporting the United National Congress. They have 5 years. They have 5 years in government. And anything I could do to make the burden lighter for the citizens of our country, I am going to bend backwards to do it for you all. I am going to do it. I'm going to make myself committed to ensure that the citizens of our country benefit from everything that is supposed to be given to them. Right? Because when we look at the past, I tell you something. When you look at the past, the PNM was in office for 10 years. The PNM was in office for 10 years. They spent close to $1 trillion. Right? And when you look at it, the roads still bad. No beds in hospital. Prison, you look at the prison condition worse. When somebody go in jail, that's supposed to be, you know, a correctional facilities. I would make a suggestion, change that. Change that word correctional facility, because that is not a correctional facility. You all have to understand the English language. You send people there to be corrected, to be rejuvenated, to be reborn, and to bring them back in society so that they could be good citizens. Trinidad and Tobago, that place is not no correctional facilities. When you go in there, you half good already. And when you come out, you come out whole damage. You come out worse. You tell me one man who entered prison and come out better than when he went in prison. Tell me one. Somebody call me, please. The number is 3722129. Say, Imam, look, I went into prison, and when I come back, I was rejuvenated. I was reoriented. You know, I came back out of prison in a condition that, hear what? I am better off than when I went in. No, that is not so. Ask any prisoners. I was a chaplain in prison. Those of you who are watching, I spent time in prison. I was a chaplain in the prison. And I tell you something, you would understand this. The system is not, you know what? Is not conducive for change. The system is not conducive. People still defecating in buckets. And you know, people say, you know, hear what the normal citizen will say, good for them. The normal citizen, they will say, good for them. Let them, you know, put 8 of them in a prison. Let them do what they have to do. And get them a bucket there. And hear what? Don't move the bucket. Leave the bucket right there for 2 and 3 days. That happens sometimes. Okay, Trinidad and Tobago, if you all don't know. But the point that I'm making is the correctional facilities in Trinidad and Tobago is not correcting the inmates in that facility. And that's the reason why, you see, You know something? I was a dean also in a private secondary school, right? And I tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. You know what? When I went in there, hear what I tell. I had a meeting with the principal, and I tell the principal, I say, look me, I come in here, we're going to start from afresh. You see all them Form 3s, Form 4s, let them go. Let us tackle the Form 1s and the Form 2 now. Let us try to change the Form 1 and the Form 2 identity. And, you know, reconstruct their thinking. Because the 3, 4, and 5 already, the Form 3s, they are in the borderline. They're thinking whether to stay here or to gravitate to the Form 4 and 5 and behave like them. So we start working with the 1, 2s and things were working out. That is what the point I'm trying to make to you all, Trinidad and Tobago. You can't send a man in big jail. You can't send a man in big jail, big people jail, for small things. A man, he didn't pay for a traffic ticket. A small thing like a seatbelt ticket, right? Or a speeding ticket. He don't have the money, right? What you going to do? You're going to send him for 21 days. You're going to send him for 2 months in jail. When you put him in jail, what kind of organization that you have in place? Where this person who is maybe a student, maybe this person is a juvenile in the sense that his mind has not really and truly done anything that warrants going to prison, but he don't have money. The economy of our country is not good. So what is happening? He goes in front of the magistrate and he can't pay the money. The magistrate will tell you either this, they fine you so and so, or you have to serve 2 months in prison. When you go in prison, that 2 months making you a hardcore criminal if you all don't know. Because you know something, anytime you go inside prison and you tell him I come in for a speeding ticket, then you're a little baby. You ought to tell him you come in here for rape or murder or killing or some kind of thing. You watch what's going on television. So Trinidad and Tobago, this program, Hardfacts, is a real program. It is a hard factual program where we deal with the relevant issues, the thing that is affecting us. What is affecting us right now is crime. People want to feel safe. A man want to go in his business, open his business, and don't have to pay 10 security guard. Let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago, if you all don't know, listen to what this program is telling you. A farmer has additional costs. When he goes to the farm, he goes to his farm, he has to hire security and watchman to watch his product when time for reaping, number 1. Number 2, when he's going to Makoya, to sell in that market, he has to work with 2 and 3 security. Because you know something, farmers out there, the wholesalers, not taking no card. They're not taking no checks because they have to pay workers. Give me paper in my hand. So bandits know that they have paper in their hand, so they're going after them. Trinidad and Tobago is a real place. But we, the citizens of our country, we are taking it for our own real place. And that is the reason why people like myself and the few of us who have the little belly, you know, the little belly, come out and do some sort of rejuvenation. Let us try to work together. Let us try to pump up. Let us try to support our Prime Minister. Let us try to support in the manner that, you know something, that the country is going to benefit. That is what we have to do. It's not a matter you going in front of Facebook every Monday morning and you showing we are doing this or doing that. You move a cone, you take a shovel and who you mama guy? You're not mama guy. People want to see real issues, real things happening in our country. Real things must happen in our country for changes to come. Mahatma Gandhi said if you want change to come, you have to be the change. You have to be the change that you want. And I am making this plea. Those of you, director, the phone line working, I see it blinking there, you know. The lights blinking there, people calling the program. Check and see if that line working. Because people call in the program, 3722129. Call us and let's debate. Let's have some sort of communication. Let us know what is going on. All that I have said so far, you tell me if I have said anything out of timing. Tell me if I have said anything out of timing. Those of you on TikTok, tell me if I have said anything out of timing. When the farmers plant the crop, the farmers have to pay when time to reap the crop. They have to pay the people to reap the crop. And they have to pay people to watch the crop grow on the tree. That's additional cost. People in our country, they are lacking in morality. They are lacking in morality in the sense that doesn't belong to you. Stay out of my field. You want something, come out and ask. Long time when you're passing, uncle, give me a mango. Uncle, give me a pomarac. Uncle, you can give me a Portugal, please. That was the mentality. Today is no. They jump the fence, take it, and they go away, and they see you watching them. And you as a farmer now, you can't say nothing because chances are they have a gun. Chances are they have a blade. Chances are they will attack you. And that is how our fabric of our society have degenerated. And that has to change. And we have to stop attacking each other in parliament in a negative manner. Attack, yes. I'm not saying no attack, because the PNM attacked the opposition for 10 years. I'm not saying that the UNC mustn't go and attack. I'm saying attack, yes, but attack in a manner that is going to bring some positive results, not mobelang. Not mobelang, bring results so that the people of our country can say, look, people from Central don't go in Karanaj and again, you know. People doesn't want to go in the North again, you know, because you know something, they feel like when they go there, that they feel that chances are they're going to be robbed. Why that should be so? I remember, I grew up in Lavanti. Partially Street, Lavanti. And we could have gone there, we could have interact with any and everybody at that time. But if I have to go there now, I had to have guards, I have to have police, I have to have security. Why that is so? Why? Why that should be so? You know why? You know why this is happening? It's because the criminal elements in our society know for a fact that here what? We're going to commit a crime, we could kill a man and get away scot-free because nobody wants to talk. The people who have the footage frightened because you know why? Chances are they let go that footage. The footage will show directly which house the camera was pointed, and the bandits will come back for you. There is no privacy, there is no security, and that's the reason why the murder rate is escalating. 300 human beings lost their life in Trinidad and Tobago. We're not talking about chicken, we're not talking about poultry, we're not talking about goat or sheep, we're talking about human beings. We're talking about human being lost life. 300 approximate people lost their life. And there are people outside there who have been missing. There are people who have been missing. I'm talking about numerous people who have been missing. And up to this day, months and months and months and go. And there's no closure. There's one guy named Imraz Ali from Charlieville. There's no closure. His family can't sleep. I look at the faces of his children. They can't sleep. They can't rest. Why that should be so? We are all people. We are human beings. We are living in this country, Trinidad and Tobago, man. Man, you all have to behave yourself. And the government have to set the example with the opposition. The opposition have to be in solidarity with the government. Now stop attacking. You all attack. You all have all the big money. You all have all the big cars. You all are driving the best, eating the best. Huh? You all doing everything good. You all have you have the booty of our country. You have the bounties of our country. It's people like us who are hard-working citizens. We have to worry. I wonder if the budget go give the poor people something. I wonder if the price of fuel will go up. I wonder if this go happen. We should not be wondering like that. The whole system should be in place. That whatever the budget, when the budget is read, it is going to be a people's budget. That is how the people are supposed to be feeling safe in any country. Today people are scared. People are scared. I have a hardware. People are not buying anything right now. You know what? They're buying small things. People are frightened. They're wondering if to buy or not to buy. They wonder if to sell or not to sell. They wonder if to migrate or not to migrate. That is you know what? That is what is in the minds of the citizens of our country. And that has to be cleared up. That has to be cleared up, and people has to feel peace and tranquility back once more again. Let's take our break, Director. And those of you who are watching my, let me just read something here. One of the texts saying that the people hungry. Yeah, people hungry, but I tell us something. If you're hungry, go and work. Don't go and rob the doubles man, and don't rob the farmer. People hungry, yes. Who are hungry in this country? They're hungry, but don't go and eat somebody else's food. Work for your food, plant your crop, and then reap your crop. That is the point I'm making here in this program. And I'm telling you all, Trinidad and Tobago, we have to wake up and smell the coffee. If all hands not on deck, we are going to sink. Our ship is going to sink. When we come back, we will talk about the dragon gas. We will close off with the dragon gas. And who is going to really benefit from the dragon gas deals. Those of you who are watching, call me. Let's really and truly lift this program. Let us build the stature of this program. And let's really and truly dive and let people understand that they have a voice. They have a platform that they can mount that platform every Saturday 12:15 and really and truly talk about what is affecting them in reality. Let's take a break, Director. Okay, welcome back to our program, my friends. Those of you who are locked on, you are watching a tremendously live, beautiful, sensational program that is aired Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, starting time 12:15 in the afternoon. This program is designed in such a way that we identify, we talk about what is happening. We talk about the reality, we talk about what is affecting the citizenry of our country. We talk about the safety. We talk about employment. We talk about things that is happening. People have, you know something? You know, if the ministers, right, the MPs and the ministers, members of parliament and the ministers in government, if they would really take their work seriously and do something like this, right, register the unemployed in their cadastral, in their constituency, for real. You understand? For real. Let people come into your office, give them a form, fill it out, build a database, and you all know, well, hear what? In my constituency that there is 2,000 people not working. Simple as that. And if there is 2,000 people not working, that means that there are 2,000 people. If they are family oriented, that means, now CPEP is my work, I like that. Trevor, CPEP is your work, I like that. CPEP will have to come back, because I tell you something, the wealth or the profit of any country has to go back to the people. And you see programs like CPEP and all those things, that is a means of really giving back. The profits of the country matters not plenty people. Plenty people would say that CPEP people don't work. I beg to differ. CPEP people work. You can see the negative effect right now. You could see the negative effect of not having CPEP at this point. Nothing is wrong. If you have people who had contract, the contractors, you want to change the contractors, nothing is wrong with that. But the workers should be really and truly reintegrated back in their job before the Christmas period. The government has to do that, because if you don't do do social programs like creating jobs for single mothers and fathers and so forth, you know what is going to happen? We're going to have more heinous crimes. So Trevor, what you're saying there, boss, is a real good thing. Right? You are a CPEP worker, but you know something, working for $100 or $112 for CPEP. Right? Nothing is wrong. You know, if better can be done, no problem. You go ahead. But what I'm saying, there are things that we could do. But you know, when people gravitate to farming, and that person go ahead and plant cucumbers, and time to reap the cucumber, he go in there, the cucumber tree smiling at him because there is no cucumber. Right? The miscreants in our society already pick the cucumber. They wait until your cucumber get big and grow up nice and have nice, healthy looking cucumbers, and they go. And I tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago, I want to send a clear, transparent message to all those persons who buy stolen articles. The people who buy stolen articles from the miscreants in our society. Those people are the criminals, yes. But I tell you something, you are the real criminals, the one who buy the stolen property. Because you know what? You are fueling the fire so that this individual could go back there and commit more crime. You know, if a man steal 2 bags of cucumber, right? And he come to your stall, and you know cucumber is $3 a pound in Makoya, and this man gives you 50 cents a pound. You should be suspicious. You should be suspicious, Trinidad and Tobago. You can't fool and mamagai everybody. Huh? You can't do that. So you have to know, well, here what? This man, this is stolen property. And get him out of by your place. Don't argue with him. Say, look, I'm not going to buy that. And send him away. And the next person send him away. And the next person send him away. And if you do like that, right, and everybody will stand their grounds, right, you know what is going to happen? We're going to have a better place. A simple thing like that. A small crime like people stealing some product from a farm. Right? When you purchase that, you fuel, and you give that person an appetite now. If he stole 10 chickens, the next time you're going to steal 20. He steal 5 bags of orange, next time you're going to see 10 bags of orange. Because he getting a venue to sell it. But if you make it hard for him, and you don't buy it, and even so much so, you shoot a call to the police. Unknowing, you shoot a call to the police. Look, a fella selling in a vehicle so and so, he's selling cucumber, he's selling this, he's selling that. Let the police pick him up. That is how we have to safeguard. Not because the crime doesn't commit and affect you. You're happy. You hire a dog, you hire guns, you have your burglar proof, you have your protected mansion. What about the other people who can't afford it? You have to think like that. Trinidad and Tobago, crime is continuously going to happen. Whether UNC in power, whether PNM in power, you can't blame the government alone. You have to start taking the blame for yourself. But the government of the day, they are managing the funds for us. When the churches, let me tell you something, when the churches have to run a barbecue, I'm fed up with this, you know. I really fed up, identify with this. I'm fed up, bring it up. Right? I fed up, bring it up. And it seems as though people, they know is the truth what I'm talking about. They know is the truth that I'm talking about. But you know something? When a church have to run a curry right? And a temple had to run a barbecue, and a mosque had to run some chicken queue, right? To make money is to paint, right? To paint the structure, to house people to come there and pray, and to try to correct the society and bring people back into the awareness of God Almighty, to keep them away from crime. That's the whole problem. You spend in Trinidad and Tobago, and the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bissessa, I do hope and pray that this message reach you, and the Minister of National Security and Homeland Security, and all those persons who are in security, right? You all get the biggest chunk of the budget. We're talking about $10, $11 billion, right? And you have to nip the crime in the bud. And where do you nip it? You go in the mandir, you go in the mosque, you go in the church, and do programs during the holiday time, you know, the 2 months holiday time. Develop some program, give the mosque, the church, the temple, give them, you know, material to work with. Not to have them struggling one time for the year. The Islamic community, Trinidad and Tobago, hear me good. The Hindu community, hear me good. The Christian community, hear me good. One time for the year, when it's Christmas, you get a little money. When it's Eid, right, the month of Ramadan, you get a little thing. When it's the time for Diwali, you get a little thing. That's it, finish. Finish. They don't want to see you all again. You all have to understand that you are the people who control. You are the ones who really and truly can save our country. And the government has to integrate with us, people, men of the cloth, women of the cloth, and bring them in society, join them up, have, you know, collective programs where we can be able to talk to our youth. That is what, when you look at the crime statistic, who commit the most crime? You think the man 55 and 60 years going to commit crime? 50 and 60 years, he looking to go down in the hole. 50 and 60 years, he trying to make amends for the crime he commit. Now you have to protect the 13, the teenagers, the 13, the 14, the 15, the 16, the 18, the 20. That is the group you have to target. And you have to target these people. You have to identify. You know, you see, I have a lot of information, but people don't want me wrong. You know why? Because I don't want nothing from you. All I want to do is make sure and ensure that the country become a better place. You see, MP's office and ministerial, governmental office and agencies, you all not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You all not doing, not because somebody come out and say something negative about you, you have to castigate and destroy them. No. A man tells you something, find out if that is the truth. Not every people complain or make an adverse critic about you, a critique about you. You say, no, that man, I hate him, you know. He don't like we. No, people. You understand? You have to look at the message. You don't look at the messenger, but you look at the message. The man tell me, hear what the man say, right? Let me give you an example before I close. The man might tell you, well, hey, you know what you're doing there, you know, you shouldn't be doing that. You know, you have to be very careful what you're saying, because you'll be talking, and, you know, people will get in the wrong way, so you better stay quiet. Now, you know what you're telling me now? You telling the man, and the man take it differently. You say, boy, that man always trying to belittle me, you know. But the man is telling you the truth. Sit down, digest what the man is telling you. Relax your breath, your mouth. Hold back your mouth, hold back your tongue a little bit. Hold back your tongue a little bit, and you might be able to protect yourself and your family. Because sometimes when they can't get to you, criminal in our society, when they can't get to you, they go after your family. You all don't watch television. You don't watch how the mafia operate. They send examples. They use your families to get to you. So Trinidad and Tobago, let us really and truly be real. Let us get our act together. Let us try to develop our condition. Let us make, you know, things better for our country. The government right now is the United National Congress, and I don't see them changing tomorrow. So we have to work with them. We have to get on board with them, identify with them. Maybe they don't want to get on board with you, but you have to be persistent, right? And you have to go and explain to them, this is what, you know, I have this nice traffic plan in store for you all. I want to read it to you. I want to, you know, I would have highlighted to you and you know, do things like that. You know, I have a problem of flooding. The area of this area have flooding and so forth. I have a nice little plan that, you know, residents and we came up with this idea. We could do this. We could make a floodgate here. These are the kind of information. Don't shoot down the messenger just so. Take the message. Take the message. Benefit from the message. And that is what we are talking about here right now on our program. Trevor, since CPEP closed, right, I ain't working money small, but I not hungry. I hope Christmas I will make some money. Trevor, if you're a mason, if you are a mason, right, I tell you something, I pay $350 to $400 a day. That is for mason. Right, call the station 372-2129. Right, when you come do a fair day's work. That's all I asking. Don't come there and lie down and sit down. Yesterday I went in a job site and I see, they feel like stupid, huh? They feel like stupid. You know what they did? I see about 8 or 10 blocks lie down flat down on the ground there, and it clearly indicated to me with that piece of cardboard, them was sleeping. Nobody wasn't watching them, they were sleeping there in the job. And that is the kind of system, you know, that's the kind of system we had to fight with people who are doing construction work. And you're going to work, make an honest day's work, or ask the boss, look me, I could do 3 of this wall for the day and go home. Right, do that and go home. Don't go ahead and you lahe. You know what is the word lahe? Lahe means you linger. Right, you're getting 300, money. Not all the time is money, boss. Sometimes you go and you work, you start off with 300, you end up going home with 500. You don't know how things run, right? So those of you who are locked on, feel free to call me. Let us know what is going on. Keep this number, 372-2129. Call this number during the week. Text this number, text your information. Share the video and let us know what is taking place in your neck of the woods. I want to say a special hello and thank you all to those persons who have been supporting this program, whether it be by texting, calling me and having small conversation with me and identifying how we can better the program. I thank you all very much. I want to say a special hello to all those ministers in government who are working. I want to say a special hello to the opposition. You all have to really and truly work together in harmony and let us try to develop ourselves. Let us try to develop our country and think about the poor and the meek in our society. Think about the unfortunate ones. Think about the babies who are dying. You all fighting in parliament. A 4-year-old die, bruises in her body. That clearly indicates that something adverse happened. Another baby, 4 months old, die. You have to wonder what is happening in our country. What is happening in our country, people, Trinidad and Tobago. Let us wake up our dead hearts. And let us work together and build our country. I thank you, and may God Almighty bless each and every one of you on this blessed Saturday. I thank you all, those of you having your lunch. Continue. I do apologize if I have distracted you, but I know for a fact that I distracted you for the right reason. This is your program. I am your host, Imam Rashid Karim, and this is your station, Sentinel Media Broadcasting. Thank you, and a pleasant good afternoon to Trinidad and Tobago.